This team has a voodoo curse no more broken in the NFC Championship game. Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another edition of NFL Live. So glad you are here with us. Trey Wingo, Tom Jackson is here, Trent Dilfer is here. Clearly, I didn't get the window pane message on the suits. I apologize. So the matchup for Super Bowl 44 is set, guys, and fittingly, it's the two teams that dominated the regular season. They'll duke it out 2 weeks from now in Miami, although the Saints had to survive a scare from Minnesota in the NFC title game. And there's Brett Favre getting ready to play in his fifth. Drew Brees in New Orleans playing in their second, hosting their first. Third quarter, first and goal. Greatest day for guys named Pierre ever in the NFL. Pierre Thomas with a score. Saints go up 21-14 after his second touchdown of the game. Next, Vikings possession, first and goal. Adrian Peterson punches it in. Game tied at 21, just like that after his second. 2 minutes to go in the third. Vikings driving, but Brett Favre throws it to Jonathan Vilma, and he's down. Boy, we saw, Trent, a lot of this in this game.
Yep. The quarterback all day long. You force him to get rid of the ball faster than he would like. Doesn't see Jonathan Vilma backside. That's why Brett Favre throws the interception.
Deanna Favre saying, I can't watch. We go to the fourth quarter. Favre limping back into the game. Vikings ball at their own 27. And boy, the dropsies infected the Vikings. One of their 6 fumbles. This is one that they lost, and Remy Adele picks it up and tries to run, Tommy.
Well, pretty good pickup for a big guy.
Yeah.
But that fumbling the ball, that's contagious. Once it starts, you can't stop it.
Boy, you're not kidding, and it was a Minnesota plague for most of this game. Reggie Bush didn't have the impact he had in this game that he had against Arizona, but what an unbelievable play to get that ball inside the pylon. Saints go up by a score, but Adrian Peterson, he fumbled a lot, but he punched it in for his third touchdown. We're tied at 28. So Favre and the Vikes get the ball back 2 minutes to go. The magic is there. It's all set up for him, and Chester Taylor rips off a 14-yard run down to the 33-yard line. They're in field goal range. 2 plays later. Trent, how do you have 12 men in the huddle?
Lack of poise on the sidelines. Everybody's going to be pointing the finger, but the bottom line is you got to be poised on the sidelines, recognize the situation, get your substitution correct.
5 yards pushes them back. They're out of field goal range. So on third down, Brett Favre tries to force the issue, and it goes right into the hands of Tracy Porter. And with the run back, he essentially runs out the clock. Favre can't believe it. 2007, anybody. We're going to overtime. Saints won the coin flip, and here we go. 4th and inches. Pierre Thomas dives and gets just enough according to the spot, even though he fumbled the ball. The Saints still driving. Next play, Drew Brees looking for David Thomas down the sidelines. Tommy, they call pass interference.
Yeah, and as you take a look at it, you could see that the pass might have not been catchable, but there didn't seem to be contact.
No, they just sort of both fell down. So a few plays later, Garrett Hartley, all is forgiven for missing the game winner against Tampa Bay in the regular season. Just like that, New Orleans is going in to Super Bowl 44. Brett Favre can only watch Drew Brees delivering for his city.
Certainly it was an all-around team effort, but it feels so good to know that we've given our fans a championship, an NFC championship, and we've got another championship for them that we're going to be going after here in 2 weeks.
It's true that this is a team game, and it takes all 53 guys to win this game, and it took us every inch, every player on this team to win this game today.
4 years ago, there were holes in this roof, and the fans in this city and this region deserve it, and like I said at the beginning, I'm just proud to be a part of it, and to be part of something that's special, and it's pretty special for the city, and they're well deserved.
So much of New Orleans' revitalization since Katrina has been around the Saints. They had the top-ranked offense during the regular season, but it was the Vikings who really dominated the stat sheet on Sunday. Listen, New Orleans was outgained by 218 yards. That is the largest deficit in NFL history for any team in a postseason win. You saw Brett Favre throw for over 300. You saw Adrian Peterson run for over 100, 3 touchdowns. So, Trent, the Saints defense didn't do a lot of stopping, but it's pretty clear they had one objective in mind from the first series. Whenever they had a shot, take that shot at Brett Favre. Now, they didn't register a sack, but they beat the heck out of him.
They really did. And you said they didn't play great defense. Saints did not play great defense, but they did incorporate one very crucial element into their defensive game plan, and that is punish Brett Favre. Relentless pressure on the thrower. And when you play this way, there is a little bit of intimidation that goes with this style of football play. You might think it's wrong, you might think it's cheap, but the end result is this. You might lose some battles, but you will you will win the war if you continue to pound the quarterback, because no matter who the quarterback is, he will become mortal when he takes this amount of hits, and you will force him to make bad decisions. And we saw this game end in regulation. The Vikings having a chance to win it, but Brett Favre throwing an interception. I think it's a culmination of all those hits.
Well, interesting. You say they not playing that well defensively. Well, past that New England game they played, they haven't played that well offensively, minus their playoff game against the Arizona Cardinals. And when you look at those struggles, because at the beginning of the year, this offense was off the charts. They were in sync. They were putting up numbers in record bunches. And all of a sudden now they're struggling to get this offense going. Just look at those numbers you showed from this game. That makes it more important now that they turnovers. And as I look, and I'm already going to start looking forward, you start looking forward to this Super Bowl, how many turnovers would it take for them to get from Peyton Manning to win that football game?
Well, if Peyton plays the way he did against the Jets, which we'll get to,
yes,
7 or 8
I
is
know
the
I'm
way it's
jumping
going
the
to be.
gun a little bit.
But we need to point that out. You mentioned the turnovers. Going back to 1990, start of the current playoff format, the turnover differential in this game was 4-1. The average margin of victory is 19 points, and this was an overtime game. Now, Brett Favre's last 2 NFC Championship games have gone to overtime. That time he was picked off by Corey Webster as the Packers. Oh, by the way, Corey Webster, a Giant from New Orleans, and now Tracy Porter with the pick that sent this game into regulation. And did it send Brett Favre into that retirement area, which he's come back from before?
In a situation like this, I really don't want to make a decision right now based solely on what's happened, because I do know the year could not have gone any better aside from us not going to Miami. I really enjoy the guys, and I just wonder if I can hold up, especially after a day like today, physically and mentally. That was pretty draining. So I don't, I am going to go home a couple of days and just talk it over with the family.
He talked about physically and mentally being drained. He didn't have to say anything. He showed up at that press conference. He looked like he just got out of a 15-round fight there. But Trent, I think you summed it up best this morning. That last drive in regulation, the last time Favre got to touch the ball, was really everything we've come to expect from the guy.
It really is. I played against him for 14 years, studied him my whole career, and now doing this on TV. And 3 words come to mind when I think about Brett Favre. Courageous. Maybe the most courageous quarterback we've ever seen. Brilliant. Can be as brilliant as anybody, but also catastrophic. This is a quarterback that every time he throws the football, there is danger, danger. Now look at the toughness. And he's playing on one ankle. When I say brilliance, this is about as brilliant as a throw as you will see, and it's in overtime. Unfortunately, it's followed by this. And when I say catastrophe, this is what I mean. This is a massive mistake Brett Favre makes with the football that ultimately costs his team the chance to win this football game. You look at Brett Favre's career, you look about how he is built as a football player. Every football player has certain DNA. Brett Favre has a ton of brilliant football DNA, but he also has the catastrophic DNA, which is interceptions at the wrong times of football games.
When I see him at that podium, it really only makes me love him more. When you think about the recklessness with which he played the game, it's kind of the playground game that we all grew up with. And I think that the reason he is statistically the best quarterback that we have ever seen is because he's not afraid to throw that pick at the end of the game. Reminiscent to me of what Michael Jordan said about taking the last shot. I missed the last shot an awful lot, but I'm not afraid to take it.
Right.
And that's what makes Brett Favre great. Talk about capsulizing. The first game I can ever remember him in, Cleveland Browns, the long touchdown pass.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Was it the Bengals? Throw caution to the wind.
Right.
And then this is the way it ends, if it ends this way.
Yeah, by the way, again, Favre, after the game, told Red Warder it's highly unlikely he'll play again.
Really?
Let me just say this.
Really?
I say it's highly unlikely we should believe anything he says about this topic until mid-August. Still ahead on NFL Live, just how good was Peyton Manning Sunday? Good enough for someone to call him perhaps the best there's ever been. And even in defeat, we may have learned something about the Jets that will bode well for them in 2010 and beyond. Stay with us.
Starward Preferred Guest presents a spectacular winter promotion offering up to 40% off at participating hotels across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East when paying with your MasterCard. Enjoy your stay at Sheraton, 4 Points by Sheraton, W, Aloft, Le Méridien, Westin, the Luxury Collection, and St. Regis. Book now and pay with your MasterCard. More details on spg.com/MasterCardTV.
For the widest choice of official North American sports merchandise, for the perfect gift to collect or just to look good and support your team, visit espnamerica.com.
You know, you could have summed up the AFC title game as the mouth that roared against the arm that soared. Peyton Manning and the Colts. Thank you. I worked.
Very, very good.
Thank you. Against Rex Ryan and the Jets. Everything went the Jets' way early. They're down 3-0. Mark Sanchez, play action fake. Hello, Braylon Edwards. He makes the catch, and we're going 80 yards for the score. The Jets are up 7-3 after another field goal. Brad Smith in the Wildcat formation. They don't throw out of this formation much. Oh, they did on this play. They unloaded the bag in the first. Jericho Cotchery, they knew they needed it. 45-yard gain inside the 15. Later on the drive, 3rd and 6, Mark Sanchez. Boy, you want to talk about growing up quick to Dustin Keller. Absolutely flattened as he makes the throw, Trent.
Oh, baby, this is a ball play here. He's going to get ear hole, but look at the anticipation. He throws the ball now before Keller's out of the break. That is maturation at the quarterback position. That's why Mark Sanchez will be one of the best quarterbacks in this league.
Rex Ryan says, boom, we're up 14-6. They were up 17-6. Only problem is you got to give the ball back to Peyton Manning. Are you kidding me? With just over 2 minutes to play, a gain of 46. And why not finish it off? The rookie out of BYU stepped up huge because Peyton kept finding him. And just like that, it's 17-13. And at that point, you saw the look. I got this. We got it figured out. Third quarter, this didn't help the Jets' cause, Tommy. Sean Green.
Well, you've got a very aggressive defensive unit in the Colts. They laid a lumber, and you can see Sean Green grab his chest right there, and he was done for the day.
And then Manning got the ball back. Touchdown. Colts take the lead. There's no defense for what, Trent? Correct. 20-17, they're back, and they weren't close to finish. Same quarter, same score, fourth quarter. Manning to Reggie Wayne. Remember the 2006 AFC Championship game? He fumbled it back to himself. Reggie does it again. Close call. The drive continues. And Manning to Dallas Clark. The Jets had no idea at this point. Eli loves it. A 7-play, 80-yard drive. 30-17. The Colts and Peyton Manning going back to the Super Bowl.
I've always thought versus this style of defense, versus Ryan's defense, that it may take a little time to feel out what they're going to do. And the key is, as you're figuring them out, don't turn it over. You know, if the worst thing you do is punt, then that's not that bad.
He performs best in the most difficult situations, facing as fine a defense as we faced all year, and he takes his game to the next level.
We were a good football team, but today wasn't our day. There's no question, and you got to give credit to the Colts. You know, obviously they're the cream of the crop right now.
It was a special feeling to get this far. You know, we came up a little short, but I'm definitely proud of our effort from every guy on the team. And making it to the AFC Championship game is something special.
377 passing yards against the #1 defense in the league.
That's good.
Yeah. At times it was like he was going against a scout team. That's how good he was. Like nothing away from the Jets. Manning gave you an MVP performance, his 7th career 300-yard game in the postseason, broke a record he shared with Joe Montana and Kurt Warner. He connected with Pierre Garçon and Austin Collie for 274 of those yards, and it was the first postseason game in NFL history in which teammates in their first or second season, second for Garçon, first for Collie, each posted 100-yard receiving game. And most of it was done in the final 33 minutes of the game. It's like the first quarter and 3 quarters didn't matter. Tommy, what we saw against the #1 defense, it was clinical, it was surgical, and if you were a Jet fan, it was downright depressing.
Yeah, well, Rex Ryan said it, cream of the crop. And what makes him the cream of the crop is that he does things differently. I think the effort that he puts into his craft is unlike any other quarterback in the National Football League. His understanding of the history and his ability to dissect the defense. You know, Trent always talks about the perfect throw. You're not going to see one better than this. Take another look. Just look where the defender is. This is great coverage. And yet the ball has about 6 inches to get to the spot where it needs to get. It is right there. Manipulating the defense. Watch what he's going to do, not only with the pump fake right there, does it with his eyes, opens up the middle of the field in between the safeties. Nice throw to the back of the end zone. Collie, a touchdown. Now he's got the Jets afraid to. And he'll eat us up, opens up the zone, Clark down the middle of the field, and then the attitude is always the same. It is, I am better than you. Eventually, I'm going to take you down.
That's exactly what he did.
That's so true. And Trey used 2 great words, clinical and surgical. I mean, when you look at Peyton Manning, that's what you think. I'll add one more. Artistic, because it's beautiful watching this man play the position. He plays it as well as anybody's ever played it. It's a craft, and ultimately he wears you down. He imposes his will on you, and he forces you to do things you're not comfortable doing.
Like, for example, going for a 52-yard field goal instead of trying to pin him deep. He said maybe the best that's ever played. You played with someone considered one of the best that's ever played in John Elway. Where does Peyton rank, in your opinion?
Peyton Manning right now, and you have to recognize it before he reaches the numbers, is the best to ever take a snap at quarterback. He is the best ever because he does it differently. He's coming as close as to that calling your own game that I grew up with as we will ever see, and his ability to manipulate what's going on around him as well as his own teammates, I think is the best I've ever seen.
You sound like a quarterback, man.
Well, he was the quarterback of that defense for a while.
I used to quarterback on the street for both teams.
There you go. See? You got to play to your strengths. The other quarterback in this game, Mark Sanchez, he's pretty good. Now, listen, he may have grown up real quickly, and there's a bright future now for the Jets because if Mark Sanchez can make those throws in this type of situation, they're going to be a lot tougher to defend next season.
Well, now he's had a full season. He's gone through the playoffs. He's seen the intensity of the playoffs. I think now he has a chance to really mature into an outstanding quarterback for the New York Jets. He's going to have the support of a good defense. I think Rex Ryan is always going to remember running the football. So everything around him will be built for success. But he showed me that bravado that he had when he came out of SC that I said, boy, this guy is going to be something in the NFL. Now it's showing.
Yep, and I say the only thing they need to do is be wise with how they handle it in the offseason, keep training them, and evolve offensively, and the sky's the limit.
And work.
AFC East, Belichick and the Patriots, Bill Parcells running the show in Miami, and now you've got Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez. Good luck, Chan Gailey. Now on ESPN.com, Paul Kaharski writes, Peyton Manning's precision, the reason the Colts are going to Super Bowl 44. When we continue on NFL Live, it is a Monday staple. It is Sunday standouts from the best Sunday of the entire calendar year in football. And Peyton Manning against Drew Brees, an early look at the prolific passing matchup in Super Bowl 44.
Need to find tickets for the big game or concert? At SeatWave.com, there are over 1 million tickets on sale now for all the latest live entertainment. And with all tickets 100% guaranteed, you'll find just the tickets you're after so you can catch all the action live. Buy and sell tickets at SeatWave.com for the Super Bowl, Six Nations Rugby, Bon Jovi in concert, and many, many more. SeatWave.com, the fan-to-fan ticket exchange.
February on ESPN Classic. We bring you a brand new series featuring the moments that made the Reds one of the most successful clubs in English football history.
And he scored!
In Liverpool Classics. Also in February, the Doctor's in the house for his very own birthday bonanza. We give MotoGP's top consultant the special treatment and bring you the races that made him a...
Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
All right, we called 6 hours of game footage to give you the very best Sunday standouts. Trent, best pass.
Well, guys, I talk about dimes all the time.
That's
so I
one.
picked 2 throws to kind of define what a dime is. Oh, my goodness, look at this throw. There is no other spot this ball could be thrown. It's 35 yards down the field. It's unbelievable. And then this one as well. There's only one place for this ball to be thrown for it to be completed, and Peyton Manning puts it right where it should. That, my friends, is a dime.
Oh, he's throwing them out all the time. Best run, Tommy.
Courtney Roby starting the second half for the Saints. You could run by the first wave. He runs through the first wave. Gets to the outside. He's going to cross the 50, and he's going to put them in a position where you can get a score on.
And that's exactly what they needed. Trent, best catch.
I love this by Visante Shenko. Check out the concentration. The throw by Brett Favre. But watch him. He's getting pulled on here. You're running full
flag
speed.
on that one,
I know.
by
You
the
get
way.
somebody pulling your jersey. He has the leg power to run through it, and then watch his eyes. He catches this ball with his eyes. The eyes track the ball. The hand follows. Tip it back to yourself while your shoulder's being pulled. Bring it in. Big time catch.
That was pretty good. And then, Tom, the best hit.
Not that complicated for us defensive guys. This is Jonathan Vilma coming on AP.
Hello.
And that's what you're taught to do your entire career. That helmet to helmet doesn't count when it's a defender on an offensive guy.
That is correct. Okay, Drew Brees and company celebrating Conference Championship Sunday. Which team celebrates Super Sunday?
For live commentary, news and stats, scrum.com. Instant rugby, anywhere.
Watch the very best live sports action online with the new and improved espn360.com. Get access to over 1,000 NHL games,
What a shot!
including the playoffs and the 2010 Stanley Cup Finals.
Through the traffic, scores!
Get the best NCAA action, including over 300 college football games.
Are you kidding me?
And 300 college basketball games, all live and on demand. Simply choose a package that suits you. To watch the NHL or college sports online this season, simply go to www.espn360.com.
Be with us as we kick off Super Bowl week in South Florida this coming Sunday in style. January 31st with the 2010 Pro Bowl. McDonald's presents the 2010 Pro Bowl. Coverage begins with Sunday NFL Countdown. Tommy, you'll be there. At 5:30 Eastern. The Pro Bowl kicks off after that at 7:20 Eastern. And there's lots of action on the Pro Bowl roster right now. The Saints and Colts now in the Pro Bowl. You got a Super Bowl. We got all kinds of shifting. Donovan McNabb replaces Drew Brees for the NFC squad. 6th Pro Bowl selection for him. And David Garrard will also make his Pro Bowl appearance as he replaces Peyton Manning. Hurry up offense right now. Give it to me, the most intriguing matchup in Super Bowl 44 in the game. Who is it?
Darren Sharper, Peyton Manning. Darren Sharper, veteran, knows what to do, but Peyton Manning will trick you if you give him enough time.
You know, Jonathan Vilma, he's going to be asked to do a lot in this game. To slow down Peyton Manning, he's going to have to blitz, he's going to have to cover, and he's going to have to cover those zones where the Colts eat it up.
He's going to have to honor the run because the Colts will hand it off just enough to make you think they're going to run it, and then see ya.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbur.